I hate hate a lot, too much. Some people say that hate is fate and fate is hate, but honestly, I think they're a little late on the chase of fate and hate. For the world has evolved to the point of exhaustion. One of the two can be made while the other cannot. You can't make your fate, that defeats the purpose. But hate, you can definitely change. Change to the point that we aren't telling our boys not to cry, because strong boys don't cry. And to the point that we don't tell our girls to express themselves, but at the same time, to dress right. I turned on my laptop one day and stumbled upon the song, Stand Up Fit In. How can one do both? I realized that night that I was doing the same thing. Insecurity gets the best of us, but in my case, the very worst. But now it has evolved to something so much larger, something bigger than we realize. People call it stigma. Stigma is created within. Stigma is a red flag of disgrace, connected to how differently other people live their lives. Stigma is impossible to erase because it's part of being human, for the good and the bad. If stigma could speak, what would it say? If stigma could see, what would it see? If stigma could listen, what would it hear? If stigma could be seen, what would it look like? But if stigma could have emotions, would it suffer? But the hardest part about this is staying genuine despite everything that goes on, because if you aren't, you are lying to the most important person, yourself. We are learning to stop lying in spite of the bitter, sweet truth. Learning to love herself despite the lies is a very slow process, maybe a bit too slow, but just enough. She remembers playing Truth or Dare with many of her friends. It's one of her favorite boredom games. There's always the question of who does she fancy, or her darkest secret, or something that has to do with her asking the same exact question, but to herself. Of course, replying is a must, but deep inside she couldn't. She was so defeated that she couldn't possibly bring herself to admire another or figure out her biggest fear, lie, or weakness, so she lied, and lied, and lied, and lied again, and lied about the fact that she woke up like this, although she spent hours thinking if she looked stupid. Lied about saying that she has everything under control because she doesn't. Lied about even saying that she's fine because she wasn't. But I knew. They lied too. I soon realized that just because I was lonely never meant I was alone. She later searched up mental illness and religion and cried that day again. Apparently she was astray from the path of the light. But I soon realized that it doesn't mean I'm wrong or what I'm feeling should be diminished. My religion is a way to live my life. I would be dead without it, quite literally. I soon came to the conclusion that my disorders and feelings don't have to go against my religion. My religion is there to help guide me. There's no stigma within an idea, but stigma within the people. The stigma is always present within our thoughts, but the discrimination within our actions and hearts don't have to be. Nobody deserves hatred. No one. Thank you.